You know that feeling when you step into a high-end showroom, all excited to buy something fancy, but then you casually check the price tag and suddenly you start considering all your life choices. Yeah, that's exactly how people feel when they look at the tuition fee for London Business School's Masters in Management program. But hold on, is the LBS MiM worth the hype, the money, and let's be real, the absolute stress of applying? Should you even bother, or is this just another one of those overpriced, fancy sounding degrees that look great on LinkedIn but leave your wallet gasping for air? If you're someone dreaming about studying in London, networking with the who's who of the business world, and fast tracking your career in consulting, finance, or tech, then stick around because today we are going to break down everything you need to know about the LBS MiM. We're talking curriculum, placements, admissions, acceptance rates, and of course, whether it's actually worth spending a solid 70 lakhs on this degree. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll either be ready to apply or ready to run in the opposite direction. And why should you even listen to me? Good question. I'm Kevin, founder of AlConnect and a study abroad consulting firm with over 3 years of experience. I've personally spoken to over 9,000 plus students and helped close to 3,000 students get into top universities worldwide. So when I say I know what I'm talking about, I mean it. Oh, and in case you are wondering, I also spent a solid 6 hours researching about this video and every resource in this, because I don't do half-baked advice. So if you're trusting me with your time, I make sure it's worth it. So let's get into it. Alright, so first things first. What exactly is the Masters in Management at LBS? Think of it like the MBA's younger, smarter sibling. It's designed for fresh graduates or those with 0 to 2 years of work experience. Which means if you're straight out of undergrad and not ready to do an MBA, this is your golden ticket into the business world. The program lasts between 12 to 16 months, depending on whether you choose to do an internship. And let me tell you, this is not your typical sit in a lecture and daydream kind of a degree. LBS packs its MIM program with a mix of hardcore academics and hands-on, real-world business experience. The coursework starts with an orientation and leadership module, which is basically LBS's way of saying, here's how to survive business school and act like a futurist CEO. From there, you will dive into core courses covering all business fundamentals, data analytics, finance, microeconomics, marketing, strategy, and even a course on personal and professional growth. Because let's be honest, all the business knowledge in the world won't help you if you still don't know how to negotiate your first salary. Now, what really makes LBS stand out is its London lab project. This is where you get to work on real business challenges for actual companies. Think of it as a trial run for consulting, except instead of making slides for college professor, you're pitching solutions to real CEOs. And if that wasn't enough, you can also take part in global immersion field trips to places like Silicon Valley, Cape Town, or Beijing. Because what's business school without a little jet setting? Now, let's talk about one of the biggest perks of studying at LBS, the location. Campus is right in the heart of London, next to Regent's Park. So not only do you get to experience one of the most vibrant cities in the world, but you also are just a few tube stops away from global business hubs like Canary Wharf and the City of London. Imagine this, you finish a lecture on investment banking in the morning, grab a lunch at a cafe where Goldman Sachs analysts are having their break, and by evening you are at a networking event with McKinsey consultants. LBS isn't just about what you learn in the classroom, it's also about the connections you make outside of it. Oh, and if you're worried about feeling out of place as an Indian student, don't be. The LBS MiM class is 97% international. With students from 55 different countries and Indians, well, we make up around 10 to 15% of the class. Which means you will never be too far from someone who understands the pain of craving Maggie at 2 a.m. Now let's talk about admissions. If you thought of getting into SRCC, St. Stephen's or IIT was competitive, wait till you hear this. The acceptance rate of LBS MiM is around 12 to 15%, which means for every 100 people who apply, only 12 to 15 actually make it in. Now again, 12 to 15% is not so high, but you have to understand that every person applying to LBS, they know that they have a shot, because most of the people who feel they're not eligible, nowhere near the class average profile, they don't even apply. So the acceptance rate is among the best. But it's not just about scores. LBS wants students who have a strong academic record, internship experience, leadership skills, and an international outlook. If your resume looks like good student, no real world experiences, then yeah, it's gonna be tough. And then comes the interview round. This is where they grill you on why you want to do MIM, why LBS, how you see yourself making an impact. Basically, they want to see if you can talk like a future business leader or if you just memorized answers from a Quora thread. Now, for the real question, is the 60 to 70 lakh investment actually worth it? Let's break it down. The tuition fee alone is around 52 lakhs, and when you add living costs in London, you're looking at a total expense of around 65 to 70 lakhish for this 1 year program. Sounds terrifying, right? Well, here's the good news. 94% of LBS MiM grads land jobs within 3 months of graduation. And these aren't just any jobs, these are roles at some of the best firms and businesses. 45% of the grads go into consulting, which means McKinsey, BCG, Bain, and Deloitte. 26% enter into financial services like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and then 16 to 18% join tech companies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft. The average starting salary can be anywhere around 50 to 60 lakhs depending on where you are planning to work. And if you land a job in consulting or finance, it could also go anywhere around 60 to 70 lakhs. Again, depending on which firm you're working with. And here's a ticker. LBS MiM grads see their salaries increase by 60% in 3 years, with many making over $100,000, which is anywhere around 85 lakhs a year by that time. So yeah, if you land a high paying job in London, the ROI is fantastic. But if you don't and you end up working in a lower paying sector or back in India, well, the break-even point could take longer. So, should you apply to LBS MiM? So, if you are someone who wants to fast track your career into consulting, finance, or tech and see yourself working in London or Europe long term, then yes, this is 100% worth it. But if you're thinking, I'll just do this MIM and figure things out later, then you might want to reconsider, because the sort of situation we are in right now, even if you're going into a college like LBS or HEC, you need to ensure that you are crystal clear on what you want to do and how you want to do it. Because it's not just about getting in, it's also about getting the right ROI for most of us. So you need to be sure of the type of firms you'd be applying to, how you'd apply to, how would you stand out in your interviews with those firms, which of course LBS will help in a certain way, but you need to be knowing that even before you land there, so that you are way ahead of everyone else. At the end of the day, the LBS MiM is an investment in your future. If done right, it pays off big time. And if you're serious about applying and want expert guidance to make sure you stand out, just book a session with us today. And if you like the video, please do hit the like button, share it with your friends who are planning to go to LBS, and let us know if you want us to make specific videos on any specific colleges. Until then, see you in the next video.